Hey guys, Stunt Double here. This is the X-UAV Mini Goose, or the Snow Goose. I've been building it up over the past few weeks and now it's ready for a maiden flight. The FPV camera is a Runcam Swift Mini 2. The HD camera is a GoPro Session. That's sitting on a GWS 360 servo, and there's a 3D printed mounting plate for it. It's got about 5 degrees of down tilt. So I plan on flying without the GoPro as well, and when I do that I'll take the FPV camera off the front here, mount it onto the servo, and that'll give me 360 views. The motor's a T-Motor MT 2814 770 kV. They came from an old tricopter that I used to fly years ago. And the propellers came from the tricopter too. They're 10 by 4.5 APCs. Probably not the best prop for this plane, so I might change them out later if they don't work good. Okay, the Goose has 2 hatches. You've got the front hatch, which is quite large, and the rear hatch. I've got the VTX mounted into the top of the front hatch. That fits into a 3D printed mount. There's a heatsink that's stuck on with some thermal paste, and I've got a custom inverted V antenna. So the front hatch is held in place with this elastic strap. And also I've got a magnet down the back here and magnet in the top of the hatch. The rear hatch is just held in place using the strap. A little bit tricky to get out. So the battery bay is quite big and you can fit heaps of lipos in here. The cable's running down the side, that's one for the servo and also the FPV camera. And I've got the awesome Hobby King blue Velcro on the front here. In the middle bay I've got some electronics and some wiring. That's a current sensor. And that's a PDB there. That takes all the wiring from the ESCs. And some more wiring, that's for the aileron servos. In the rearwards bay I've got the vector flight controller. There's an easy UHF 4-channel receiver. And also a UBEC to power the servos. The GPS for the Vector is all the way down the back here in the tail. There's also a parachute bay down here. I'm not going to use it for a parachute, but it's a good spot for a GPS. The antenna is a homemade UHF one. They're pretty easy to make, and that's held in place with a 3D printed piece. So the speed controllers, they're Flycolor 35 amp. They're held in place using a 3D printed mount and then a couple of zip ties to secure it. The servos are some high-tech HS85 MGs in the wings. The kit comes with some really nice control horns that drop in from the top side of the wing. Glued in position. And also, kit comes with some ball links, which is a nice touch. The tail servos are high-tech HS65 HBs. And again, it's got a nice control horn and ball link as well. So most of the time I'll probably fly with two Multistar 4S 5200s. They fit easily into the front bay. And also I plan on flying with an 8000 as well. I'm not sure how this will go. I might need a bit extra weight up front to balance it. And the other option is to fly with three 5200s. They just fit into the bay. So I've got a few concerns about this plane. The first one is the wing attachment clips. They're very fragile and I don't think it would take too much to break them off. We'll just have to see how they go after a few flights. The second concern is with the tail. The tail's held in place with some clips as well, and there's a bit of slop in the tail, which is not good. I might just glue that in position and not worry about detaching the tail. And the third concern is about how the plane will land. The wings come down and they rest on the control horns for the wing servos. I don't know if you can see that, but I think there'll be a few blokes with issues with strip gears. So overall this was a very easy plane to build. Nice and big, so I didn't have to worry too much about component separation. Looking forward to the maiden flight this weekend if the weather's good. Cheers guys.